Brooklyn, New York, home to an ultra-Orthodox Jewish community and one of America's largest outbreaks of measles in nearly 3 decades. At a time when more people are opting out of vaccinations for religious and philosophical reasons.
Today we are declaring a public health emergency effective immediately. We cannot allow this dangerous disease to make a comeback here in New York City. We have to stop it now.
Some unvaccinated children living in close quarters are now seriously sick.
We have at least 6 people that I know of that are in the ICU. We have people in comas. We have people with pneumonia. This is terrifying.
People here pray, eat and shop together. There are plenty of large families that spend a lot of time together. But if people aren't vaccinated, that can mean a disease like measles spreads very quickly. And in Brooklyn and Queens, it did. In just 5 months, there were 498 cases.
It's brought a former British doctor back to the spotlight. Andrew Wakefield was struck off the medical register after his study linking the MMR vaccine with autism was widely discredited and condemned. But he's found a new audience in the US, and health officials say he and others are spreading propaganda and risking people's health.
Why did you choose that community to talk to?
I was asked to speak to the Hasidic community about the particular problems that they face. And my concerns, my genuine scientific concerns about the safety of this vaccine.
Now, the US authorities say the recent outbreaks, 839 cases across 23 states, are caused in part by the fact people are not getting vaccinated. Do you accept that?
No, I don't. It's very, very interesting. The answer is that it's not failure to vaccinate, it's failure of the vaccine. And they've run into major problems about which they do not know what to do.
The reality is, all these years later, there still is no definite scientific link that has been proven to connect the MMR vaccine with autism, is there?
We have been urging for that study to be done. We have been urging since Congress first required it in 1986 that there should be a systematic comparison of the health outcomes in vaccinated versus unvaccinated children.
But in the absence of that, you are still okay with sharing a message which pours doubt on vaccinations?
Yes, indeed, that is. There is clear doubt. There is clear doubt because all of the assurances that were given us were entirely wrong.
But doubt results in hard decisions and life-changing decisions.
They get information from both sides and they assimilate that information and make a decision for themselves, and that is the basis of informed consent.
Now, the head of NHS England says it's as irresponsible to dissuade people from getting the vaccine as it is to tell their children not to look both ways as they cross the road. What do you make of that?
I do not tell people what to do. I provide them with information, which is the other side, clearly, of the disinformation that's being provided by the head of the National Health Service. It's an utterly ridiculous statement to make. It's a far more complex issue than that, and that's why intelligent parents around the world are asking questions.
Are you informed? Yes! Do you consent?
No!
God bless you.
We're not going to go to jail. We're going to fight for our kids. Yes! Mayor de Blasio, no!
At a rally in Albany, Wakefield has some emboldened and increasingly organised supporters. They rail against the pharmaceutical industry and an end to religious exemptions. Heather believes her daughter Bella has autism because of the MMR vaccine.
She was diagnosed with autism at 2.5, even though I know she was gone much sooner. And now she's going to be 18, like I said, and instead of getting ready for things she deserved to be getting ready for, I have to go to court and get guardianship to take care of her because she cannot live a normal life. She's always going to need somebody to support her.
Back in Brooklyn, the vast majority of people do vaccinate, but there's intense debate too.
I would not vaccinate with measles. It's been proven to cause autism.
Both of my kids are being vaccinated, yes.
And are you concerned about the measles outbreak?
No, because we are being vaccinated, so we don't really have to be concerned.
Some say it's just outsiders trying to mislead and exploit.
It is happening right now. They're aiming at the Jewish community, the Yiddish-speaking community. They're aiming the same as they're aiming in other type of minority communities. So unfortunately, we are one of their targets as well.
There is a hotline being used by Jewish mothers called Akiris Habayis, and it offers everything from cooking tips to weight loss advice and anti-vaccine messages. Take a listen to some of the things that are being said.
For health, nutrition, and the truth about vaccines, press 6.
It's hardly a person who seriously investigates problems associated with vaccines who continue to vaccinate.
This pamphlet has also been circulated, produced by a group called Peach. It claims that vaccines are made from fetal tissue and monkey cells and falsely states that the link with autism is undeniable. Toby Ash is part of an Orthodox group of Jewish nurses trying to fight misinformation.
A lot of the scientific studies that they purport have either been discredited, are extraordinarily biased, have never been reproduced, or have been retracted. So it's terrifying when somebody reads this, they actually believe that vaccinating their children is putting their child's life in danger.
And she has this to say about Andrew Wakefield addressing ultra-Orthodox Jews.
Andrew Wakefield is an example of a disgraced doctor stripped of his license based on a preponderance of evidence, who has found salvation here in the United States.
Vaccine critics aren't confined to one community or one ideology, but they are growing. Scientific consensus, it seems, is still not enough for some. Cordelia Lynch, Sky News, Brooklyn, New York.